I'm pleased to support this resource management enhancement of iwi management plans amendment bill, and I'm astonished to hear the previous speaker and the national position of saying the Resource Management Act is working in terms of consultation and involvement and participation of Māori, when this is an elegant little amendment to the 1991 Resource Management Act that actually will make consultation easier for Māori, and therefore the results are far improved model of hearings and consenting of the Resource Management Act in terms of iwi management plan. Mr Speaker, I was on the hearings in Auckland on the Resource Management Act with Nanaia Mahuta, my colleague, when Mark Solomon gave a plea to the Resource Management Act Select Committee that as far as Ngāi Tahu was concerned, they were not involved in the resource consent process, and due recognition of iwi management plans was simply not happening, both at the local council level and the regional council level. And I think it's really sad that here we are again with National saying it's strong enough now, therefore it works. We've done a lot about streamlining and turbocharging the Resource Management Act and taking away the regulatory barriers to the consenting process. Therefore, it works for iwi. I don't think so. That's what we heard at the Select Committee. All this little bill does, it's 3 amendments. It amends taking into account, that's all consenting authorities have to do now, just take into account to recognise, but the strong word is, and provide for iwi management plans. So, Mr Speaker, this bill was yet another solution, a part of the puzzle that strengthened the Resource Management Act. I wonder what's happened to the iwi Leaders Forum that comes to consult with National and the Māori Party on the Foreshore and Seabed Bill. I wonder if National took the time out of their agenda and their crowing on achievements to say, what do you think, iwi leaders that we consult openly with, what do you think about this amendment that has come from Nanaia Mahuta, who knows only too well with the Tainui people in the Waikato River? Here is yet another streamlining amendment that makes it easier for Māori to be recognised and to take account. No, they haven't even asked. This amendment gives a focus for iwi management plans in both regional and district council plans. And all it does is put the issues that iwi lay on the table at the front end of the planning process. It ensures participation of iwi in the consenting process. What's wrong with that? Why would National vote against this other than political pique? All that iwi can do now is that if they don't like what's happening in terms of what they have proposed as a vision and a strategy in an iwi management plan, if they are not taken notice of, they can only look for redress in a treaty settlement process. How cumbersome is that? And I think all parties would benefit if only National could have been generous enough today to support this bill, and I'm glad the Māori Party is, and we'll be speaking about that when we're out on the stumpings next year. Current iwi authorities, and Mark Solomon told us this, have consultation fatigue. Absolute consultation fatigue. They said, we put together our iwi management plan. This is just a plea and an amendment to the Resource Management Act that says take notice of it. If we had have done this earlier, we would have got issues like the Makatu Estuary and the Kaituna River right, when we looked at the Rotorua lakes and the clean-up of our lakes. If we had have got this right in the Resource Management Act now, that wouldn't have had to be a treaty redress through the Waikato River Settlement Act. We would have got it right at the front end. And I just want to conclude, Mr Speaker, in answer to the Māori Party question today in the House on question 6. Nick Smith said iwi has an ongoing role. He gave that assurance about the Goat Islands and the 4 nights. But they haven't, because the very instrument that means most iwi and Resource Management Act is the iwi management plan.
Order.
And it doesn't have to be taken notice of.
Honourable Nanaia Mahuta in reply.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I've listened